Hi everyone, welcome to Taddy Brothers. I'm Tamir, and in this video we are going to go over the menu of our brand new AHD 1080p monitor. This monitor is available in three sizes, the 7-inch, the 9-inch, and the 10.5-inch. For this video, I'm using the 10.5-inch DVR version. So the only difference is if you don't get the DVR is that you won't have the slot right here. Other than that, all the options and menu features are exactly the same. For the video, we are using two types of cameras. We're going to be using the bird's eye view camera that you see right here, the rear view camera. It's got the two indicator lights, the night vision, 170 degrees. We're using the long bracket version, but it also has a short bracket version that comes with it. No moving parts. It's got a nice sun shield integrated to it. And of course, you got the indicator lights here that if you are using this on an RV and a trailer, the people outside will smile for the camera, right? That's what the indicator lights will remind them. And of course, we have the machined out American flag. I say that every time. I love it. I'm very proud of it. That's why we do it. The other type of camera we have here is our all-new side camera. You see right here, it's similar to the other one in style, but it is a slimmer camera. It's got an adjustable vertical and horizontal. This is how it looks on the back. The cable comes in here, so you get a flush mount. However, you do have the holes here in the back to if you need the camera to go on the outside. This too has our American flag on it and the indicator lights to remind unwanted visitors to smile for the camera. If you are using this on a delivery van, remember it's a 4-pin connector, very easy to set up, very fast setup and installation because you have the 4-pin connections right here. We're going to actually go over the setup in a later video. The main focus here is for you guys to be able to use the menu and know all the features of the menu. If you have not yet purchased one of these systems, because this comes with the manual QR code, but if you still haven't purchased one of these, you can get a 1-camera version. If you go scan this QR code right here, 36912. Again, go to TadiBrothers.com, put in the part number 36912, or scan the QR code right here. It'll take you right there. If you want a pre-configured multi-camera version, whip on over to TadiBrothers.com, pop in the SKU 81657, or scan the QR code right here. No matter which route you take, you'll be really happy. And remember, you could always add more cameras. This is also the 4-channel version, but again, all this is on TadiBrothers.com. You will get this video emailed to you when you purchase the system. It is available on the website, and if you go to our manuals that you see right here, right, you even have QR codes in the manual as well as wiring diagrams showing you how to set up every piece of the system itself. Okay, that's the basic setup right here. Now, let's get started. All right, so let's go over what we have here. So we have 2 of these off camera and 2 of these off camera right now so that you can see everything, how it works over here. As for the monitor itself, this is the monitor that you're seeing here. It's very thin, it's 1 inch, it's a little bit less than 1 inch thick. These are all the buttons. Now I want you to see, these are my fat chunky fingers compared to the button itself. So it makes it very easy to push the buttons. Also, when you're not using, if you're not looking, the tactile feel makes it easier for you to push things while you're going down the road. Remember, these systems are designed to go down the road, and the features inside here will make it even more easier and convenient to fit your particular needs and the views that you need right here. As for this version here, it's the DVR version. If you need to access the memory stick, you're going to have that slot over here. You unscrew it, put in a memory stick, and you're good to go. Other than that, you have this over here for the sun shield, which it comes with it. So you click in the sun shield and you have it there. So the 7-inch has a trim piece if you want to use that as well. Other than that, on the screen itself, you're seeing here camera 1, 3, and 4 because I'm looking at the 3-camera version of it, right? But if you're going to the 4-camera, you're going to see here cam 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here you have the date and time. This comes in handy with the DVR, but also tells you what's going on. As for the buttons right here, okay, you have here the power button, the menu button, you have an up and down arrow, you have the OK button, and then you have the, this is the view button. This lets you change and toggle between the different views, right? Now this system here has 14 different views. So you can manipulate it however you want, 2 in a row, 3 in a row, all 4 different configurations of, this is 1, 2, and 3, right? Different configurations of it. This is the most popular view right here. The one on top with this, but we also have one on the bottom. It really just depends on what you guys want to do. This is the H view. This is also very popular here as well, right? You could see it's 3, 4, 1 back and front, so you can manipulate it however you want, and then back to the main channels. We also have triggers that can activate the view you need when you need it. We have a separate video on that we'll leave a link to it here. But if you bought this from us, obviously you're getting QR codes that can take you directly to what you want to solve. Okay. Now, if you're looking here, by the way, this little icon here means there's no SD card installed right now. So it tells you everything that's going on with the monitor itself when you're using it. As for the menu, let's start manipulating that, and I'll go over the broad strokes on all the different things you can do here, okay? So if you click on menu right here, okay, you have picture, playback, volume. What you're going to do is if you want to manipulate the quality of the image or the different colors on it, you click OK, and then you can actually choose the exact camera you want to manipulate. Right, you're going camera 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then let's say you want to change camera number 2. You push OK, and then you go down, up, and down with the arrows to change the brightness, the color, or the contrast. Right, and then if you mess it up like I do most of the time, right, you could always just go to reset, and it'll change that specific channel to the factory default. So you know you're not going to lose all your other settings if you set 1, 2, 3, and 4 perfectly. Typically, you don't even need to mess with this, but if you want to, you can. Now, to go back to the other menu, we're going to click on menu again. Let's go back to the playback. This thing is more for the DVR, right? So again, when you open that up, you're going to have a play. You're going to click the overwrite so you can do it in a loop. It just depends on what you want to do with it. All those features are under playback mode. Then you have the volume. If you click on that, you push OK. You see it turns yellow. That means you're now manipulating that specific feature. And you can go up and down to your specific needs here, right? Once you hit the volume level you want, here I'll put on 15, you push OK, and you locked it in, right? Then you push menu and you leave, and it's all good to go, okay? Now, back to the menu here. Let's go back to the rotate. Now this is interesting. I want you guys to pay attention to the rotate. There's 2 of them on this monitor. This rotate, the first one, will actually rotate the entire screen itself. So here, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go here to the split screen mode for 4 of them, right? Here, let's go here like that, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's go back into the menu and then go down to rotate right here. If I push OK, we're entering it, and now when I manipulate it, it actually changes all the views, right? It actually flips around the monitor. This comes in handy if you want to hang the monitor up from your ceiling or something like that. Right, so that's how you change it. So let me get it back to what it was, right? Rotate like this, and then I'm going to push OK. That is the one that rotates the entire screen. However, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I want you guys to see the difference, right? Now, let's say let's get out of here. Now I want to go to just a specific channel, right? Let's go to camera number 1. Go back into menu. Now, if I go down the menu, skip rotate, right? Keep going down here. And then we go to below here, video rotate, and push OK. Now you can rotate the individual channel, right? So we're on channel number 1. We're going to push OK. We're going to manipulate it. Now watch what happens. Just this is going to change, right? See what's going on here? It's all going up and down. And then once you get to the point you need to get to, it actually gives you a little name of where it is. You push OK, and then that image will be reversed. So if you have a camera that you want to put in the front, this is where you would manipulate that. So you don't buy a front-facing camera. You buy any of our cameras, and then you can manipulate the image to your specific needs on the specific channel. Okay? Now, let me go back to the menu. We'll continue down where we were going. Okay? The next thing is you have the blue screen. This will allow the camera to go black when there's no connection to it. A lot of our drivers need that. The van drivers, they don't want it turning on at night. It blinds them. That's what that feature does. Then you have here the auto cycle, which lets you recycle. The cameras go in a loop, so you can change channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. It just keeps going through them, kind of like a security thing. We have the languages. Here, I don't want that on. Let's go down to the languages. We have English, and then you got a bunch of other languages, including French, Portuguese, Dutch, Russian. We're going to go back to English because that's all I can read. So right here, right here, we'll push OK. Then we're going to go down here. Then we have the ACC delay. There's a separate video dedicated just to this, because what this does is it solves the issue of your blinkers turning on and off and then activating the cameras on and off. Right? If you are making a left turn and you're triggering the monitor or the camera by the blinker, some vehicles have an issue that they will then turn the camera on and off with the cadence of the blinker itself. This bypasses that. It creates a delay of 3 seconds. So as long as it blinks one time in that 3 seconds, your camera will just stay on the whole time. Okay, but again, there's a separate video just for that. You get that in the manual itself. Now, let's keep going down here. ACC delay. Here's the grid lines. If you want to activate the grid lines, you can on a per channel basis. Here, I'll turn them on here, right? And push OK. Turn them on here like that, right? You see the grid lines are on it. Here, let's get out of here. Menu. Now we have the grid lines, right? This will help you when you're backing up. Now let me deactivate it, and you can do it on a per channel basis, right? That's one of the great things about this monitor itself. It lets you customize it, and we made it very easy for you guys to do. So now we're going to go back to camera 1, and we're going to turn it off, push OK, menu, and now we're back to the grid lines. Next up is the timestamp, right? That's if you want the time thing on the recording. You can play with that and manipulate it however you want. Time settings, so you can choose and change the time over here. Video rotate, we went over that. That lets you change and flip individual channels. So if you want to put a camera in the front, you can do that, right, by just flipping its rotation. Next up is the automatic record. You could have it turn on automatically. The record can auto-activate when the monitor turns on. So there's no fumbling with any buttons. It just does it, and then you can manipulate your record in a loop. So it's always going to be in a loop. The only limitation is the length of the recording, which is just determined by what memory stick you end up purchasing, right? And let's keep going down here. And then we have the timestamp, this, video rotate, we've done that. And this is the record long. This is interesting, right? You don't want it to record for 30 hours, right? You want it to record in batches. So here you can manipulate how long you want each batch. So we've done in bursts of a minute and up to 10 minutes. We've tried longer, and then it becomes an issue that if you have some kind of power outage or something, it cuts it and it kills that last video. So we manipulate, we give you some options here. Typically, we like the 5-minute option. That's usually what our vendors use, okay, for the recording. And remember, it will record in a loop, so you're gonna have 5 minutes batches going back weeks, depending on the memory stick that you end up getting. Finally, you have the format. This lets you format the SD card when you put it in. The first time you put it in, you always want it to format it, so it just locks into the screen and gives you the best recording quality available. Remember, this is 1080p, right? The default settings, you click on that. You can just reset everything to default instead of just a channel like I showed you before, right? You just click on or off, and then you push OK, and it resets it, okay? Next up is the version. This is basically just tells you what software version you have, what firmware update you have. From time to time, if you need a firmware, we can help you with that as well. That's not a big deal. But this is basically the setup here, okay? Once again, these are the buttons. You got the power, the menu, the up and down, okay. This lets you choose the view right here, okay? Then you have here the mirror images. You could even do that. That's a shortcut to that. That manipulates the entire screen. Okay, let me get it back to where it was. Then we have a mute button. If you hold this down, you're going to see here now it's muted. Okay, right there. Let me unmute it. And then we have the DVR. I don't have a memory stick in there, so it's not going to do anything. When you do, right, it'll take you to the DVR menu for instant playback. But That's basically the features of the monitor itself. If you already bought from us, we hope you found these instruction manuals helpful. If you are considering buying from us, we want you to just take into consideration the amount of effort we put in just for the manuals for people that have already purchased from us. That should make you feel confident in the level of customer support we will offer you. If you want to speak to an agent or if you need any extra help, feel free to call our American-based team anytime at 866-966-5550. If you want to speak to me, even if you have tech support questions, I'm Tamir. I'm always around. It'll be my honor to earn your business. From all of us here at Taddy Brothers, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And as always, safe travels. Bye-bye.